These new Google AI avatars are absolutely insane. So what I'm going to show you is how I created this avatar using Google's new systems. Let me show you exactly how it works. So this is the video that we're going to play.
Wearing this has been a journey, but look, my skin feels so much better now.
So basically we've got an AI avatar generated with Google. We've got background music inside the video. We've got kind of like UGC style content where, she's vlogging away and she's talking directly to the camera. And this was all automated in one single click using this system, which I've actually given away for free as a template inside the AI Money Lab, completely free. Grab the JSON files right there, boom shakalaka, you can get access to it. And exactly how this works step by step is we have taken an image from Google's new Nano Banana update, which you can see right here. So we're using Google Nano Banana. You can then go into NA10 and you can use this workflow to actually generate a video in a couple of clicks. We've actually got the brand asset input, which I'll show you in a second. I'll show you how this workflow works. That's going to send it over to Google Drive. From there, we have a brand strategy agent, a creative director, and a production specialist. These are all AI agents that are going to come up with the script and the style of the video, etc. Based on the image we input into the workflow. That's going to generate a video. Then we're going to send that over to Google Drive and upload it, like you can see over here. This is actually directed on Google Drive. So let me show you how this works, right? Step by step from the beginning. We'll test it out now. So essentially what we're going to do over here is we are going to go into Nano Banana. We're going to create that image right now, and you can do that inside Nano Banana. Now, the good thing about Nano Banana is it's probably the fastest and the easiest way to generate images. And so we're going to generate that now. You can see over here. I'm going to say, okay, remove the phone, etc. Should feel less, you want it to feel more authentic. So it should feel more authentic / real, like UGC content 5G. No filters, no color gradients, etc. Just a woman blogging from her phone. The other way you could do this is you could just take a UGC image that you actually like, and then you could go over to Gemini Nano Banana, and you could say, okay, create images, paste that image in of the UGC style that you like, and just say, recreate this, but a man, something like that. Or you could change the product. So if you have a specific product in mind, you can go straight there. Then we're going to go over to our NA10 workflow, like you can see over here, and we're going to click on execute workflow, right? This is going to pop up an image that we can upload with a campaign brief and a target mood for our avatar video. So for example, if we click on here and we're going to click choose file, we'll upload that image that we just generated. From there, what we're going to do is do the campaign brief. So for example, we can now say, right, UGC style video of a man blogging about skincare product, right? And then inside the target mood, we can say, okay, positive, good vibes, UGC plus super realistic video. All right. And then we can say how it's changed his life, something like that. We're going to hit submit like so, and that's going to start running the workflow, right? So if we X off that, you can see it's now running through the brand strategy agent. That's going to go to the creative director. And then we're going to send that over to the production specialist. These are all built with custom prompts. And then that's going to send it over to FAL to generate the video with Google's Veo 3. Now, what we have over here is a workflow that's triggered by a webhook that will get the video once this has been generated from FAL, right? So you can see how it's waiting for the trigger event that will then validate the generation, download the video, and upload it to Google Drive for us. And if we go to executions, we can see previous workflows that we've generated. So this is another one. This is kind of like a more polished version. Let me pull this up right here, right? So you can see how it's generated the avatar again. So essentially what we first have is a form. So this is an input form where people can basically insert their own information, brand video creator, brand asset file, so people can upload it. And then we've added a couple of fields here. So for example, you can insert a brand campaign brief with text, and you just basically describe like your brand story or idea. Then you can have a target mood with the element of text, and basically people can submit the form with their image that they want to animate as an avatar, and then that will send it over to Google Drive, right? So you can see here inside the file name, we have the JSON brand asset file name over here, right? This is the avatar with a man. Do you see how it's created like multiple different storylines right there? So if we play this back, so you see how that's a lot more professional, kind of like Hollywood style. So you can have that style too. This process over here, right? So we've got, for example, a brand strategy agent, and what we can do from here is we can define below, and we've got the prompt like so. So if we open this up full screen, analyze this brand asset and create a detailed brand profile, here's a campaign, here's a target mood, and here's a task, right? So basically we've assigned a task for them to do the whole process. Now, if you look over here, we said this is the output, right? So this is the input, aka the prompt. This is the output. And so we've got an example over here, right? And then we've got the system message as well. So if we pull this up full screen, let me show you the prompts we've used here. So we've got role, brand strategist, visual analyst, mission, analyze brand assets to extract strategic marketing insights. And then we've got the whole framework that it's using, right? Along with a tone. Now, if you want like more professional, you can put here professional yet creative. If you wanted more UGC style, you can edit the tone directly here. But essentially, information being passed from the image to Google Drive to the brand strategy agent, that's going to then send it over to the creative director. And inside this section here, we have another AI agent. Now, bear in mind, when we're doing this, we've also got a structured output parser. So you can see here, we're taking that information and just structuring it for JSON so we can pass it on to the next part of the process. And then also we're using GPT-4o Mini. Now, and you can see here, if we pull this up full screen, we've said create a cinematic video concept. Now you could change that to create a UGC video concept. We said develop a premium video concept that this brand to life through compelling visual storytelling. And again, you could change this to like create a UGC video concept or create like a vlog style concept. You don't have to do this. So pretty cool. And then finally, we pass on to our production specialist. And the production specialist basically just transforms this into a creative concept and a precise video generation prompt, right? So it's taken all the inputs so far, and then we say create a production ready prompt that will generate a compelling brand video, show the character walking, talking, live, whatever, right? Now inside the system message, so this is like the user prompt, and this is the system message, kind of like how it's trained. So 3 different AI agents edit and come up with the ideas before we finally generate the brand video. Now, what you're going to see over here is we are using FAL and Veo 3 Fast to generate the output. And we're using Veo 3 Fast. The reason that we use Veo 3 Fast is because it's cheaper and it's faster, which means that you're going to get better outputs for your avatar video. And that is this one over here, right? Now, what you can also see here is we're generating a webhook. This is going to trigger the next part of our workflow, which I'll show you in a second, so that we can download the video once it's ready. And it might take about a minute before it's ready. And then here you can see we are using the header parameters, content type, application JSON, X brand campaign. We've got the brand asset right there. Then we send the body. We're on to the final part of our workflow, which is the webhook. So remember I said over here, we trigger a webhook once the video is generated. Over here, we have that webhook trigger, and that triggers our next part of the campaign. So we validate the generation. Finally, we're going to download the brand video, which you can see over here. So we've taken all the inputs and downloaded the brand video. And then finally, we're going to upload that to Google Drive, like you can see over here, right? And the reason that we upload it to Google Drive is just so that we can find it later and we can get access to it and everything else, right? Nice and easy. And then you see here, Google Drive, resource file, operation upload, input data field, data, brand video is the file name with the date. So we've inserted the date inside the file name from our Google Drive inside the NA10 video section. So you could put like Yeti vlogging on his phone from the phone's perspective. Then we'll go to create images and we can put photo realistic. And then we can either say like, we could say that, okay, make it more realistic, feel more real, authentic, like a photo. From here, we can then run the workflow again. I'm just going to refresh the page. All right. And then inside here as well, you can change the format. So you can say, okay, make a UGC video concept. You can edit the prompt to change the visual style however you want. So then we're going to execute the workflow. We'll upload that file we just picked a second ago, which is this one. And now you can see that's running the workflow. Send it over to the production specialist now, and then it's going to fire it off to Fal in a second, right? Now we can click execute workflow over here. One thing I also want to say here is like in the validate generation section, you can see that we've got a choice between false and true. Now, if it's false, it's just going to stop right there and end the workflow. If it's true, then it's going to send it over to download brand video and archive brand video inside Google Drive. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to the AI Money Lab, link in the comments description. We actually drop like daily trainings, as you can see inside the community, very active community. It's got 23,700 members in there. So, you know, you can join a bunch of people who are interested in building this stuff too. If you want to get the templates from today, just scroll down to the NA10 automation templates inside the classroom. And you can see all of these different trainings over here as well that are inside the AI Money Lab. Now, if you want to get help implementing this stuff, I know a lot of people struggle with setting up APIs, making NA10 actually like useful for a business. People struggle with that. You can actually join the AI Profit Boardroom with a community here that's very active. This is just for high level AI entrepreneurs who want to save time, right? So you don't need to be technical or anything like that to join this community. But this is just about people who are serious about saving time and growing their business and scaling with AI.